Hey everyone, welcome back. This is Laura, and today I have another installment in my advent calendar slash craft fair series. If you don't know, I'm also running a giveaway regarding this series. All of the videos that I would like you to comment on will be in the playlist linked below. There's only going to be a handful right now. There's 2 others. This is the 3rd one, and we're going to do a mini folio, or you can also call it a mini scrapbook. More people are familiar with what a scrapbook is, so if you're doing a craft fair, they may not know what a folio is or what a mini album is, so just keep that in mind. So what I thought I would do is I would make a small sort of mini album for my niece and nephew. They're each going to get their own. I made these baking themed based off of the Nice List collection from Park Lane. It's so cute. If you don't have it, I would suggest picking this one up. This one's super cute, and it has a lot of nice muted colors and some masculine features in there too, if that's what you need. Okay, so this little guy measures 4.5 by 4, and it's got a 1/4 inch spine, so nothing too big, nothing too chunky. Because also, like I said, I needed to fit in an advent calendar. All right, let's do a quick walkthrough on this one that I made. So I have it just tied up with some seam binding. Excuse me. Okay, so we've got our cover here, and it opens up, and you've got your 2 signatures. It will open 2 ways, so you can fold down. You could put some matting or some journaling spots there. And it also folds up. So here we've got a tuck spot here, tuck spot up here, and then down here and down here. So yeah, you can jazz these up however you'd like. You can include some stickers or some extra ephemera pieces, or even cut out removable photo mats for them to decorate themselves. All right, so here comes the tutorial. Okay, so here's the basic construction. If you're going to make more than one, I highly suggest you do it in assembly line style. That means doing all your cuts first, putting all your pieces down first, putting all your tape down, doing all your attaching, all in that order. Okay, so here's your 6 by 12 sheet. This is going to be your inside of your cover. Your outside of your cover will be in the back. So remember that, because I messed up my first one and I did it backwards. And like I said in the beginning, you could use a 6 by 11. It's just gonna give you a little bit extra fold over on these sides if you do 6 by 12. Okay, so these are basically just guides. You're not going to be folding on these scores right now. So for your spine, you're going to score down along the long side, so the 11 or 12 side at 5 7/8, and then 6 1/8. That just gives you a guide to put your spine down, and then turn this to a 1/4 to the left, 1/4 turn, and then just 1 all the way down. And again, that's just a guide. Okay. So your chipboard pieces, and again, these are lightweight chipboard. You can use heavier if you want. These aren't meant to last very long, so I'm just using the lighter chipboard. Your spine is going to be a 1/4 inch wide by 4 inches tall. This one, I'm just going to put some glue on it because I don't want to bother with the skinny tape right now. Like I said, just use the scores as your guide. So right here, this little intersection right there, put your spine not over the score, just above the score. And then just line it up as much as you can. So it's going to go over the scores on the side just because of the way that it's exactly a 1/4 inch wide. Okay. Then you're going to need 2 pieces of chipboard, both 4 inches tall and 4.5 wide. I already have tape on these right now. And you're going to space this maybe about 1/8 of an inch over. Just eyeball it, but as long as it lines up at the bottom, your bottom guide, you're good. So you see you've got just a little bit there, and I'll burnish everything down in just a moment, but I recommend doing tape with this instead of the glue, because sometimes the glue shows through the front of the paper depending on the thickness of it, the quality of it, so it could warp. I've never used this specific collection before, so I didn't want to chance anything, just wanted to make as little attempts on this as possible. So again, we're going to leave about 1/8 of an inch of space. Line this up on the bottom. Oh, that's too much. Line this up on the bottom first. And there you go. Burnish that down. And then while this is here, if you can get it in a groove, that's fine. If not, don't worry about it. I just like to score along every piece of chipboard so that later on this is easier to fold over. You don't really need to do the bottom because it's already done, but there we go. Okay, so next I'm going to add tape along the sides, and I'll be right back. Okay, so what I did was I went around the long sides and I put the tape on the paper part. I used 1/2 inch score tape, so it's gonna be pretty snug going along those edges, so those there. Because I used a 6x12, the shorter edges are going to be a little bit wider, so what I did was I put a piece of score tape on the edge of the chipboard, and then along the very top there's going to be a small gap with no tape, but it doesn't really matter. And you'll see in a moment the reason why I didn't put tape all the way to the edge. Essentially, you miter your corners when you do your mini album covers. You're still going to waste a little bit of tape, but it's not going to be as much waste as if you were to go all the way to the edge. Okay, so let me get my bigger scissors. So the goal to mitering is you want to chop off at an angle. So you're going to have a corner chopped off, but it's going to be with wider angles on the sides. And then you don't want to go all the way to the corner. You want to leave like 1/8 of an inch between the corner and your cut, because that will cover your chipboard corner there. It's taken me a while to remind myself not to do that, so there. And then you end up with like some chipboard sticking out. There are ways to cover those chipboard corners, like say you accidentally cut it too short, you can put your leftover paper there and it'll cover that corner when you do your fold over. And it's probably only going to be noticeable to you unless you're sending it to somebody that really knows what they're doing too. That one might be a little bit too much, but that's okay. Alright, so because we did our scores, this should be more easy to bend and fold over, but you don't want to just slap it over because you'll get some some pretty uneven paper. So because this is the flimsier chipboard, you just want to be really careful. Just have a good grasp on it because it's gonna bend on you a little bit. Alright, so I have it here standing up, just kind of working it forward, working it over, and then because this paper is not as thick as like an 80-pound or heavier, it's just easier to use your hands like that. Okay, so let's do that again. Okay, and this one I have a little bit of tape overhang, so I'm going to pull that over first. Okay, all right, so again, bend it a little bit with your thumb, work it towards the outside. So again, bend it with your thumb here, push it down, and then use your fingers as a guide so that it folds over evenly. All right, so there you've got those two. Okay, so the little gap here that we left, just use your nail. You can use your bone folder if you want. To me, it's easier to use my nail. And just work in as much of that little extra bit of paper as you can. Okay, I'll do that on this side next too, before I fold everything over. And this just helps to not have the paper sticking out like with a weird corner on the side. Okay, so let's take off that paper, and again, use your fingers, fold it up a little bit, and then fold it over. And then see, you can see here, got some nice crisp corners. All right, so same thing here, and there you go. And then let's burnish our tape on all sides. And while you're here, go ahead and burnish down or score your paper that folded over, and a little more in the gap while you're at it. That way it's got some good adhesion, and then you can see how it looks. And you can pick which side you want, but I think that'll be nice as the front, not just the outside. Okay, so let's do the inside cover and the pages. Okay, so now we're going to attach our signatures and our liner. The liner, the part that's going to go on the inside, is going to measure 9 by, I believe, 3.5. Yep, 9 by 3.5. Okay, so we're going to put that on second. Your signatures are going to be fold down flaps. So I would recommend having non-directional on both sides. Otherwise you get into trying to have to figure out how it opens, which way, because you need a score for your flap. So you need actually two pieces that are 4 wide by 7.5 long. And on the 7.5 side, you're going to score at 1/2 inch and 4 inches on both. Okay, so these, I want the candy print to be the part that shows when you first open the book. So I'm going to have the candy print in the back. I'm going to fold this flap up, give it a nice burnish, and I had already cut these, so you're going to miter the corners here and fold over back. You don't have to miter the corners, it just is less likely to have some of it peek through your liner part. Okay, so let's do that again. So I want the candy part showing, so I'm going to put it to the back. I'm going to fold my 1/2 inch score back, burnish, fold the next score up, and burnish. And then overall, you want to make sure you're using paper that doesn't crack easily. This paper is pretty good, so just keep that in mind, because it's going to start cracking all over the place with all the scoring that you're doing. Okay, so let's attach these first. Let's get an idea though. So your liner is going to have about a 1/4 inch border all the way around. So your flaps need to go in at an even space but not so much where you're having too much show here, not enough show on this side. So just keep that in mind. So essentially, you're going to want the top to be about 1/8 all the way around. Okay. All right. For this, we're going to use glue and not score tape. One, because you might need a little bit of wiggle room here and there, but also it gets a little bit harder when you're using score tape when you're just doing paper to paper. Score tape with paper to chipboard was a lot easier. So there's that one. Burnish that flap down there. Let's do this next one. It's going to be a little bit off to the side. Not too much glue, just enough to let it stick down. Okay, so here's that edge. Get that there. You want these also to be lined up pretty well next to each other. That way you don't see that one's all the way, down or crooked or what have you. Okay, burnish that down. Get your 3.5 piece. Put your glue. Get it to the edges there because you don't want that coming up. Okay, so split these up. Get this as centered as you can. So you don't want it to go over your score lines because you need it to be able to close. But you need to have equal space, top and bottom, side to side. Get that burnished and stuck. And there you have it. Oh, and actually, because we attached it here, you want to go over the spine again. I would probably give that just a moment to set, just because there was a little bit more glue on this. And then go in and do your folds and get it to close. All right, so the next part is the fun part. It's the decorating. Okay, so for the front and back covers, I cut a piece that is 3.5 tall by 4 wide. You can make it 1/4 of an inch wider and taller if you want less of a border, or you can have a mat that is also 1/4 of an inch taller and wider to have a little bit of dimension there. But like I said, this is just a smaller item, not really meant to last a really long time, so I'm just making it as simple as possible. So I cut out a piece that is contrasting from the red, and I wanted at least one of the gingerbread men to be upright on the front, so that'll be one of the focal points. And then the back, I didn't do a contrasting, but I thought this was really pretty with the peppermint twist ornaments there. So I'm gonna attach these. Let me do some tape runner on that. So I'm just gonna use a little bit of tape runner here. I like this kind, easy to control. I believe I bought this at Michael's, but I think Hobby Lobby has the same brand. But this one runs so smoothly, and the refills are very inexpensive. I do like my large, what's that big pink one called? The big Scotch brand one, but that one to me is a bit harder to control. I hope I'm putting this on the right side. Okay, yeah. I forgot to look to see how my signatures were. Okay. Not that it would really matter. I mean, I guess I could have it upside down like this and go like that, but then that would be upside down. Okay, so let's do the inside. I'm sorry, the back side. Okay. So that came out nice. Okay, let's see what else we have to decorate with. Okay, let's see. Yeah, I think that's good there. Yeah, let's offset that just a smidge. Give it an even border. There we go. So there's that. Okay, let's see. So I'm just putting glue on a quarter of the outside. Maybe we'll have that sticking off just a little bit because we have the room. Yeah. All right, that way they can put a picture there. What? I think I like this guy there. So again, just gonna do the outer edges. Set him in. Let's see. All right, so again, the side and just the bottom. Yeah, I think that looks nice. Maybe we'll put something here. So this one I'm just gonna put some along the top. They can use that as a tuck spot if they want. Get that even border. There we go. And if you wanted to put a closure, of course you would put it before you put your front mat down. There you go. So there is a quick mini album or mini scrapbook. Like I said, most people will know what a scrapbook is rather than a mini album or a folio. So I would lead with that if you're going to do them at a craft fair. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this. I hope this was helpful and that you're able to use it in your holidays or, you know, just anytime you need a sweet little gift. All right, everyone. Take care. Have a good day or night wherever you are. Bye-bye.